video was by request. I am doing this video to show y'all some of the things that I find very important as a goat tire to have. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is obviously the lace-ups, shoes, everything like that. I personally like a lace-up boot, okay? I also like to make sure that it's got the leather bottoms, so they're smooth and they're easy to clean, easy to get out of the stirrup with. The issue that I have with a rubber sole or something that has tread is that it can catch a little bit easier whenever we go to step off. And then too, you know, I also think about mud and rocks, dirt, anything like that getting in our shoes. So that is why I like these leather slick sole lace-ups too. The lace-ups, they form around your whole foot. So in my opinion, it feels like I have a tennis shoe on whenever I'm tying goats. I can literally feel every step whenever I move, compared to a regular boot that slides off of your heel a little bit naturally. For tennis shoes, I love to do groundwork in tennis shoes. I usually pick a trail runner. A trail runner, these are super nasty, I'm sorry, but they have a thicker sole. And then for me, I have to have some arch support. So I really like to have something that's got a little bit of an arch support in it. But I love these New Balance. They're a trail runner of some sort, but I love these shoes, especially whenever I'm tying goats, and they hold up really well. And they may be like $50 or $60. It's not really that bad. And then goat strings. In a lot of other posts, I've talked about 2 and 3 ply strings. I obviously love a 3 ply or a 2 ply string because of the teeth. So what I'm talking about is within each of these strands there's a tooth. So like right here, that's a tooth. I like that the teeth are a little bit wider and that they can kind of grip a little bit better. So like they kind of fit down into one another whenever I'm tying a goat. And then also like something just a little bit thicker in my hand whenever I'm tying. I like to be able to feel that string. To go back to my lace-ups, I kind of forgot something to talk about. Within my lace-ups, there is a, I don't know, it's probably like a $10–15 Walmart insole, but I like to put an insole inside of my lace-ups because most of the time they don't come with the insole. So I usually like to put an insole in mine, just for purposes of trying to take away some shock absorption whenever I go to step off, or you know, I'm in a really like hard arena. It's going to take away some of that shock absorption. Let me get my words. Shock absorption whenever I go to step off, so it's really going to take care of my knees for me. And then here is my bit. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit. Bits are always going to be different for different people. For my little guy, I barely rode anything in him, so this was barely a whoa, barely any kind of flexion. So I didn't, if I pulled, it wasn't going to be a whole lot. Even though it was super soft, it was going to take quite a bit to get a little bit out of him. So this was the bit that I rode on him. Okay, it was like, I called it my no woe bit. Love this thing on him. But then too, I also had him very soft throughout his whole body, so I could move him anywhere I wanted to by like just like maybe a little tap with my pinky, or like with moving him with my feet. The other thing, in which this is kind of a safety thing for me and a very, I don't know, scary thought, but I like to use these shorter reins. So like whenever I go to double these up, there's like very little in my hand. The reason I like this is because a lot of times with like those roper reins, for me personally, they would wrap around my hand whenever I went to go step off, and I did not like that. So I really like these shorter reins. And then too, if you have a horse that kind of throws his head whenever he's running around the arena, once you step off, these reins usually sit a little bit better compared to like roping reins, because those roping reins are sitting loose. These are going to sit pretty tight on their necks, and it's just a big safety thing for me. I just never liked anything potentially coming around my hand and like catching me, because definitely had that happen, and I did not like that. But this is my bit setup. Okay, so I was going to show y'all my actual goat tying saddle that I used, because I freaking love that saddle. But it is about to rain here, and it's at a different location, so I'm just gonna have to pull out this saddle. So, I use a rope and saddle to tie goats in. Compared to my goat tying saddle, my goat tying saddle had a shorter seat in it. The reason I liked a shorter seat is because I wouldn't have so much room to move around. Like, I fit in that saddle. There was also a calf rope and saddle, in which I think this may be a calf rope, or just a different style. But the Sloan saddle that I had, it just, I don't know, it sat a little deeper, so I really felt like I was in that saddle and I couldn't move an inch in it, even if I needed to. But I just loved how secure it made me feel in that saddle, like I sat in it instead of just sitting on top of it. So I really like that. The other thing that I see a lot of, and which I wish more girls had, were these roping stirrups. So they're a wider stirrup and they're smooth on the inside, so they don't have the rubber piece. They're not a little old aluminum barrel racing stirrup that has the rubber piece in it. If you have those, make sure you take that rubber piece out, because that's another thing that can try to keep you in the stirrup. Take that little rubber piece out and put it right back in once you get done tying goats. But this is a similar saddle to what I would use. The main thing that I really worry about is the stirrups. I usually just like a wider stirrup, just for, I don't know, I don't have to stick my whole foot in here. It's just like a barrel saddle. I legit feel like my whole foot goes to the front of it, whereas like with this one, I can just barely put my foot in here and I feel like it's secure. I don't know, that's just me though. And also it's wider. This is a lot wider than a barrel racing stirrup would be, or most stirrups. But for me personally, saddle purposes, I just like a shorter seat so that I actually sit in the saddle, so I'm not moving around everywhere in this seat at all. So yes, this is just a I guess a type of goat tying saddle that I use. I will probably post a picture of my actual goat tying saddle just to show y'all an example of it. So yes, I'll probably put that right after this clip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. We will have another video next week, and before too long I will start my 4-day-a-week videos. So 2, I guess, lessons, and then 2 days of me just being in the practice pen talking with y'all about, you know, what my goal is, and just talking my way through the run, is to like show y'all, you know, how my practice sessions go, what's typical of them, and just to show y'all some different things that I like to do that maybe you can implement in your own practices. Make sure that you look into signing up for Team Full Potential, in which that's an awesome group to be able to ask questions at any time. You get one-on-one time with me. There's always a live video with me, so you can ask questions anytime then. If I have a goat out, you can ask any question that I want, even though we usually talk about a specific topic. So look into that. The basic package is literally, you're part of the group and you get to see all of the live videos that I post every Monday night. It's usually every Monday night, unless something crazy happens. And then Team Full Potential is that, so like the Facebook group with the live videos, plus every week we set new goals. I send you videos all the time, and we work on your goat tying. And at least twice a month we meet to, you know, go over some things and just try to figure things out, how I can help you better, you know, try to figure out where you and I aren't exactly seeing eye to eye on things. So definitely look into that if you are wanting to better yourself. I've had several girls better themselves physically, mentally, and as a goat tyer, you know, really push themselves into being a better goat tyer and really stepping their game up. So definitely look into that. And yeah, that's all I have. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.